All right. Well, welcome to this new experiment of a comedy show. It's supposed to be an open mic night for people that can't get on stage in our local open mic scene because all the pros hoard all the stage time, but nobody else wanted to sign up. So it's just me. I'll keep it short, like 10, 15 minutes. And I've recently done pretty well in the Acme Funniest Person contest. So I thought maybe I have some value to entertain people instead of sitting at home doing nothing, checking their Facebook feed. So I guarantee this will be better than that. And I'm trying to make all our lives seem like less of a combination of the movies Outbreak and Groundhog Day. So hopefully I succeed with that. And then in the future versions of this, I'll do, of course, more stand up, maybe show funny charts and drawings. And eventually I want to interview friends and random people. I think it'd be kind of cool to do like a little variety comedy show, like talk show. So that should be pretty fun. Let me know if you want to be interviewed, and we'll figure out a way. We got to figure out this technology and how we can get multiple people talking back and forth while maintaining a safe distance, of course. Um, and so while I'm performing, while I'm doing actual jokes, which isn't yet, please hit the like icon if you like a joke and the laughing or heart one if you really like it. If you're offended, feel free to use the angry face. If you think it's a pathetic joke, a sad face will do. Then you'll probably never hear that joke again. But yeah, so for those of you that don't know me, my name is Atul Patel. That's not my first joke. That was my parents' first joke on me. They knew they were moving here too, so that was kind of cruel. But they didn't know the term tool would become such a thing. The good part is that at least my name isn't Karen, because that's really not a good brand these days. I didn't grow up here in Minnesota, and I figured out that people in the area are 5% non-white, 70% white, and 25% whiter. Those are the people that go ice fishing. People always want to know where I'm from, and I tell them I'm from the land of One Lake, Cleveland, Ohio. When they ask, where are you really from? I say, well, I'm really from a suburb of Cleveland. I was actually born in India, and I came to the US when I was 4 months old. That's when I lost my accent. I can still do one, but I do not use it unless it is absolutely necessary. Like when I want the tech support guy to understand me. But it's rough having the name Atul Patel around here to fit in better. I'm thinking of changing it to something more Scandinavian, Atoli Patelson. But it's too bad we're not all in the same room because of this coronavirus thing. But the good thing is the coronavirus gives us an excuse to drink alone. So that's really nice. I'm actually a product manager for work, so I usually work on my computer or in the cube most of the days anyway. The computer doesn't care what I look like, and if I have a Skype call, I don't have to shower and get dressed. I just have to look like I did, and deodorant is optional. Um, I can even take a nap or have a cocktail whenever I want. I just call it a meeting on my calendar. And now Trump likes to call the coronavirus the Asian coronavirus. I'm not sure why we aren't calling Trump's COVID response plan the stupidity response plan. I mean, stupidity is where it comes from, isn't it? Let's see. It'll be great that this virus stuff will be over by Easter. I mean, thank God the coronavirus is Christian. Let's just put it that way. I don't like this virus because, except for the people who are really sick, nobody knows who's spreading it and who's getting it. It's kind of like the Orient Express. Nobody knows who the murderer is, so you have to be suspicious of everybody, and it could have even been you. But I just do comedy on the side because I need to pay the bills, and comedy doesn't pay very well. I don't even tell people at work I do comedy because, by definition, being funny means you shouldn't be taken seriously, and that's not good at meetings. I've changed jobs a lot, and there's never any training. One thing I've learned is that there are no stupid questions. There are only questions that make you look stupid. And I was just starting to minimize my time on social media, then the coronavirus happened. So I get sucked into useless, unproductive arguments all the time now. I mean, I've been practicing social distancing like you wouldn't believe, but with some people I know, I think I need to start practicing social media distancing. I want at least 3 degrees of separation. The good thing about the coronavirus is that nobody else wants to touch the remote control, so I get to decide what to watch. I always make sure when I'm walking with a female friend that we walk 10 feet apart, and I make sure I walk in front of her so nobody thinks I'm stalking her. But even if you are stalking a woman, you have to do it from a distance just to be safe. These days, if you're walking towards somebody and they move to the other side of the street, it's not because you're brown or black. It's because you're breathing, and that's a good thing. I don't get all this hoarding that's going on at grocery stores, though. I mean, bottled water, seriously? The water supply is fine. Do they think somebody's going to come in with COVID and touch every case of bottled water? And I'm running out of toilet paper, but I'm not worried. If I start running out, I'll just start eating less fiber. Nobody likes that joke. Okay, and now that I don't have time to drive to work, I'm using my commute time to cook. Just this week, I made a week's worth of nachos in one night. But it would be cool once people get tested for COVID, we could have COVID negative parties. I mean, you'd be able to touch anything you want, even your face, and you'd get to talk to people within 2 feet of each other. Can you imagine what that would be like? It'd be unreal. Um, I don't understand this obsession with cleaning surfaces and clothes all the time around the house. Since the virus eventually dies, I just make a pile of stuff and I don't touch it. In 14 days, I have a COVID-free pile of stuff. I find it interesting how straight women have gay guys as best friends, but straight guys don't have lesbian best friends. Well, I really want a lesbian friend. It would be kind of cool to find one I could complain about other women with and maybe even share clothes with. Dating has gotten really interesting now, though. If you want to go out with somebody, you have to commit to a 14-day must live together quarantine date. So you better choose wisely. If things go well, I'll make sure I perform safe sex. I'll wash my hands for a long time, twice. And I'll make sure I'm never in a sexual position in which we're facing each other. That would be very dangerous. But dating is rough for guys like me. But being brown is a great filter. I automatically avoid dating white nationalists because they're never interested in me. You white people may not figure that out until you're on your second or third date. And women always say they want a guy with a sense of humor, but that's bull. No woman has ever said, "Talk funny to me, baby," or "I'm leaving you for a funnier man." And you don't see women hanging out at comedy clubs trying to pick up stand-up comics, although I highly recommend that they do, once the clubs open back up, that is. So I'm getting older because I'm still alive, and I keep getting pressured by my family to get married, but I don't want to because weddings are expensive and divorce is even more expensive. It's not easy being a good boyfriend, though. I never know what gifts to buy. Since it's the thought that counts instead of presents, I've started giving really nice thoughts. On Valentine's Day, though, instead of sex, my ex-girlfriend gave me really erotic thoughts. It's funny how when straight couples get married, their parents and grandparents start asking when they're going to have a baby. That's like them asking, when are you going to start having a lot of sex, any chance you get, even when you don't want to. Once the baby is born, it's such a blessing. But there are probably some naughty, naughty actions that took place to create that little blessing. Lately, I've given up on casual sex and switched to formal sex instead. I send out invitations on nice paper and fancy envelopes. It's great when 3 women RSVP yes for the same night. All right, thanks everybody. That's all the jokes I had for tonight. But look for this show maybe every couple of weeks. And like I said, I think it'd be kind of fun to make it an interview thing. If you want to be interviewed, it'll be kind of cool. I can ask kind of jokes that will hopefully lead to some humor and some funny things, and maybe we can make it more interactive where people can talk back and forth, have like a little happy hour social thing and joke around, whatever. But thanks for joining me on this first trial experiment. We'll keep it to like, yeah, 10, 15, 20 minutes or so, so I don't waste too much of your precious time. But I really appreciate you guys joining and trying this experience. If you want to follow me on Facebook or Twitter, it's under Hahamasala, like Hahamasala. And I do have on a YouTube page some links to some other performances I've done live, and I might add some audio versions too. There's some of the same jokes, but all the COVID stuff was new naturally because I didn't know about that 3 weeks ago. I wish I did. I could have told Trump something. Okay, well, thanks everybody, and good night, and I hope to see you again. All right, thanks. Bye, and stay safe.